Those were the sounds of last week's, not last Sunday's, I guess, victory over LSU, the blocked kick at the end of the game. Once again, a stressful finish to a college football game, but a win is a win. And so we are back. This is Seminoles Sideline 365. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you again for all our followers, all our subscribers. We want to thank you guys for making it in.
Hey, and our new people. It's like coming into a new club. Yeah, you're a little uneasy. We're easy to get along with. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. So tonight we'll be going over a couple of different things. We'll be doing a little bit more in-depth recap of the matchup from last Sunday, since it's now 4 days since the game, so a little bit more insights and news from the game. We'll take a little bit of a look forward to 2 weeks from now, or a week and a half from now, to the Louisville game, since Florida State has a bye week this upcoming weekend, and then we'll wrap up with some news and notes from around college football and athletics in general, some weird stories and stuff like that, just to wrap up everything. But with that, anything that you want to start out with today?
Yes,
anything
I have a recommendation for everybody.
Oh, here we go.
Raisins. You can't forget your raisins. Now, if you can't get your raisins.
Yeah, we heard you in the intro talking about your raisins. We get it. We all heard you exclaim about your raisins, which
make sure.
Intro, so we got it.
If you can't get your raisins, the next best thing are the wet prunes. Beautiful.
Yep, I'm sure all the 80-year-old listeners are loving this this promotion for prunes. And
hey, you got to keep up your fiber. Very, very important, and especially after a game like we had on Sunday. Oh my gosh! The last time, KB, I heard a call like that. An FSU call like that was by Gene Deckerhoff when James threw the ball into Kevin Benjamin and we won the game there at the 2-yard line. That was incredible. I mean, these are the games that you win or lose by that one play. Benjamin drops the ball, we lose.
Indeed.
We don't block the kick, we lose. Get ready, folks. You got to get ready. That's how this season's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's going to be a lot of games like that. There's going to be, I would expect most games to be not to that degree, but they're going to be coming down to a touchdown or a field goal, or no matter if it's Syracuse or Louisville. I think most games are going to be close in the fourth quarter.
I think the premier games, which I've identified, which we just won one of them. So there's 3 more, what I call showcase games for this program. And that is Clemson, that is Miami, and that is Florida. Those are showcase games. Coaches have been fired by losing to their arch rivals over and over again.
Yeah.
You can't do that. That's alumni games. Those are showcase games. So we got one. I thought if we get 2 out of these 4, we'd be in pretty good shape. We got one right there, and you got 2 wins on the season. All right, we got a fan already coming in. I think the team will iron out the issues to beat teams handily.
Yeah, I have different thoughts than that. I hope they do. Like you said.
How do we pronounce her name? Adonjibi.
I think, like to that point, I do think it's early in the season. There's going to be a lot of issues. We saw LSU have a lot of issues, and I think a lot of that is due to it being. This is basically like a preseason game for both teams. They're ironing out, like you said, the offenses, defenses, getting people. Transfers are being integrated into both sides of the ball.
The preseason game was Duquesne for us.
Okay, I just said LSU didn't have a week 0, so it's like a preseason game.
Well, they should have scheduled somebody like Prairie View A&M.
Okay, well.
That's your problem.
Since college teams don't have preseason, the early weeks of the season act like a preseason.
It's called week 0.
Okay. Well, do you want me to do? Are you don't believe that no teams, they don't have bumps in the road, they don't have anything to iron out, just they play perfect from the week 1. That's what you get. That's what you see what you get in week 1.
Well,
you're not going to get any better or any worse.
Did you hear what Brian Kelly said? He goes,
Brian Kelly's an idiot. He's an idiot. I don't listen to anything he has to say.
They paid him a lot of money to come down here and coach football. He said the advantage for us is Florida State hasn't seen us. Well, that was his advantage of
Yeah,
not
Brian
playing
Kelly
again.
also fakes an accent, so I'm not really going to be
He
listening to what
fakes
he has to
and I saw him do that dance thing, that video he did. That was pretty funny, actually.
The guy's a name. So it's Ung Dong Bae. Ung Dong Bae.
Ung Dong Bae.
Well, it's
Okay.
nice to have you. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you. It's
by.
nice to have you here. You're a loyal fan. You're always here. Always. And we love you.
Well, before and as we're talking about LSU and post game, before we get into statistics and stuff like that, I want to share this video if anybody hasn't seen it yet. We'll do a quick caption of it here, but it was a post game interview they did on the street. I'll do.
I'm Adam with WBRZ2. I'm Adam with WBRZ2. We're here to talk about the LSU game. Alex, how you feel about the game?
This is great.
Sad.
Oh, the worst ending to the game. I can't believe it just ended like that.
I love seeing.
We did all right tonight. We played our hardest. We tried our best.
Listen, hold it up.
It was terrible.
Yeah, short-term memory loss. It's what I'm
We are so bad at football. All of my
We need to get that guy on the show.
That guy is
We need to
best
get
guy. The guy
we
who's
need to
like
get
we're
that
so
guy on
bad
the
at
show.
football.
Yeah.
So that if you haven't seen it, it was posted on Twitter. It's just like a 2-minute long interview series of LSU fans after the game, just like we're bad at football. They're just all drunk fans coming out.
They are
hilarious.
totally drunk. They've been drinking all day.
It's freaking hilarious. So I wanted to share a clip of that before we get copyright or anything. But yeah, so let's dive into it, right? So we want to do a quick breakdown here of the game and start with what was the first part you want to start with and talk about?
Well, the first part I want to start with is Florida State started horrendous. I mean, the first few minutes of the game, it starts with us kicking off, and what's his name kicks it out of bounds. They start on the 35-yard line, right? Who's kicking the ball off?
It's Fitzgerald, I think.
Fitzgerald, or usually they have another guy doing it, so they get some reps. Okay, I forget who was kicking it off, but we can't. He kicks it out of bounds. LSU starts at the 35. Not your ideal start. That's 15 yards up the field. They should be at the 20 or 25, right?
Yeah, it's Fitzgerald doing the kicks. So
okay, Fitzgerald. He kicks it. Now I get he's trying to angle it out to the left, but you can't have that. So what does he do the next time he kicks off? Same thing. I mean, just kick the damn thing out of the end zone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to the next level, you better be kicking it into the end zone or out of the end zone. That's not going to get it. Okay, I'm being a little hard on the guy, but that's what it is. That's how it started for us. A shank kick, not good. Not good. So that's my initial that was my initial thought. I said, "Oh, here we go." And then a couple of other things happened that I didn't like, and I said, "This is not a good start for us. Not a good start for us." I felt it. I've been watching these games and listening. I was listening to games before I was watching games, and I had that feeling I didn't like. That hurt. That I thought that was a big.
Yeah,
I think we can clean that up. Either the guy can kick it into the end zone or he can't. I think they're afraid. They want to angle the special teams to come in to one corner or the other. But if you can't get it there, you're going to give up 15 yards.
Yeah, they got too cute with it, and then you start the game with a couple of runs here. You start out with I thought we were in trouble just looking at the first drive. So you kick it out of bounds, and the first thing he does is break loose through here. This is the first play.
Yeah, I got Jared Verse cheating inside. He looked like he was going to go for a sack, and he got caught inside. Watch, he gets caught inside badly. Okay. Once he's there, he's inside. Daniel sees the end is out of there. Everybody else is going downfield. He's going to take off and run.
Yeah, he got two. He broke contain. Like he didn't keep contain, and like you said, he killed this guy. Like he pushed him back, but he didn't. Like you said,
yeah, but he lost contain.
Yeah, that's
on a running quarterback.
And what are these linebackers doing? What are these linebackers doing? Why are they so shaded to the right side of the field?
I don't know.
What are they looking at?
Everybody was on that side, probably because of what they saw, but they were all out of positions on a running quarterback.
This had to be
but,
immediately.
Hey, listen, I give Verse credit for running all the way down the damn field.
Yeah,
no one else up front can run that far down, and that's what got him to Florida State.
Watch 5.
Yeah, watch his speed.
Watch his
speed.
Trail.
Watch him
all the way.
Run by everybody.
And
he didn't quit. And he didn't quit on the play. Yeah. So congratulations. And then he learned from that.
Yeah.
He learned from that.
Yeah.
He started. You learn to play. You learn to play the run, and you learn to contain. So he did that as the game went on. He got much better.
But this
and so did the defensive line.
This was scaring me all night, though, is these broken missed tackles on the quarterback. I thought at this point he was going to Jaden was going to kill us all game with these broken tackles. They were running the ball down our throat to begin the game with this drive. Luckily, though, you were able to get a stop. Within you got the penalty, and that broke up that drive. So I really think that holding them to that 4th and goal. Well, the penalty and not allowing them to score a touchdown, the big play there was kind of a game changer in that regard, because you didn't go down immediately 7, which could have been an interesting set of downs there. But like you said, I think we eased into the game. They had a good game plan because these teams come out with a set playbook in their mind of, okay, this is going to be our opening drive plays. It's all scripted. They know what they're going to do, and so they're going to execute well. And FSU didn't really. They didn't really prepare for it too well. But then as the game went on, they played a lot better. They were able to contain Jay Dims a little bit better. But as the game goes on, the fourth quarter gets different. But yeah.
Well, yeah. So that was my opening thoughts about that. That was one of my big thoughts. My next biggest thought was, and I'm not going in any sequence here. Okay.
Oh, I'll go in sequence then. My next thing is our kicking sucks. I mean, that's first half.
Okay, I just talked about that, right?
No, our field goal kicking sucks. Not our kickoffs. Our field goal kicking sucks.
Why? 48 yards is not a gimme.
It's
48 yards is not a gimme.
This guy has been here for what?
It doesn't matter.
Now? He can't kick a 48-yard field goal.
Look up the percentage of 48-yard field goals made in college. You'll see it's less than 50%. I guarantee.
He's got to make. Then we should
up.
just never.
If one of our viewers is out there, look up how many 45 and out field goals are made in college. I bet it's less than 50%. It's not a gimme. If you're gonna put the game on the line on a 48-yard field goal, it's a hope and a prayer. I think Fitzgerald's a good kicker. I think he's a good kicker, but he's got to nail everything inside 40 yards. He's got to nail. We've had great kickers here at Florida State. Great kickers.
I don't know.
Even the ones who missed one in big games, they were still good kickers. Okay, it's the big game kicks that get your name out there. Okay, so we'll disagree a little bit on that.
He for his career for last year he was 76%, which
where outside of 45 yards?
No.
Total
for the
total.
Year.
Okay,
he was outside of what did you want? What was the what
outside of 45 yards for kickers?
40 to 49, he was 2 for 3 last year. 40 to 49, he was 0 for 1.
Okay, there you go.
Excuse me. 20 to 20 last season, he was 2 for 3, 40 to 49, 50 plus, he was 1 for 2. Within 30 to 39 yards, he was 4 for 5.
I don't care who you have as a kicker. Outside of 45 yards, it's a hope and a prayer. It's a hope and a prayer. And so if you're going to put the game on the line that far out on a 45-yard field goal, you have a better than flip of a coin chance of losing. Really. You really do. It's not in your favor. So if it comes down to that, I don't care what team you are. That's not what you want the game to come down to. That's a problem. Fitzgerald's like a sophomore, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been 3 seasons. This is his 3rd season. No, he's a junior this year.
Okay.
I think he's a redshirt, so yeah, he'll be a sophomore.
Okay, he's got a couple more years to go in that regard. Yeah. So I thought the kicking, we got to clean that up a little bit, as Coach Mike likes to say, because if not, our special teams overall played great. Yeah, I give them an A. for special teams. special teams has to be a column, a strong column in your program, or you're going to have problems. It showed up and it won the game. We go down, they do a 99-yard drive. We can get into that when you want to, but we go down and we hold them. We block the kick, which came down to it. That could have gone either way. It almost went over. Yeah. That kick almost went over, hits the crossbar and almost goes over.
I think you're going way, if we're already talking about the end of the game, I want to talk about before the end of the game.
Okay, we'll go in sequence. That's fine.
I think some things that impressed me that we didn't see in the Duquesne game, because like I said before, I thought we were playing very vanilla. You weren't going to see defensive packages. I was happy to see the blitzing and that it was able to take advantage of the LSU team. Like, for example, this play right here, you're filling the box here. If they see something, you're going against an inexperienced line, and they bring the blitz, and the blitz gets there. So that's how you shut down a mobile quarterback, because you send men at him. You can't go anywhere, and you were able to get there. So examples like this, I think Fuller was able to send some good blitzes and send some speed rush off the corners so that you basically collapse the pocket relatively quickly. And knowing that Jaden Daniels isn't great at reading the field. He's not an above average passer.
That's the wrap on him. Yeah, the wrap on him is he checks, he looks at one, he never gets to 2 or 3. He has the happy feet. He knows he can run. He thinks he can win every game with his feet. And that's the wrap on him.
Yeah. So I liked a lot of the, except for the end of the game. I think most of the defensive play calling I really did like, because they sent different looks at Jaden and forced him to either try to have to break the pocket or B, have to read the field, which he is not great at doing. So sending Jamie Robinson all these blitzes, using your speed on the field to get to the quarterback, great pressure, I thought was great.
Now the difference that I saw between these two quarterbacks was last year, Travis was doing the same thing. He wanted to run. He wanted to check the ball, check the ball underneath, run, fold the ball up and run, because he wasn't confident in what he was seeing and throwing the ball. This year, it's flipped the charts. He's staying in the pocket. He's more comfortable in the pocket. He's reading what's downfield, and he's taking that shot. That was what you see a difference here. Travis wasn't running as much. And here's what I really liked. When he knows he can run, and he will run and make plays. But when he does run, he has learned to slide in the field. Yeah. He has learned to get out of bounds. And I don't need the extra yard on every play. Hey, that's going to keep him here for most of the season. You can't get in there and I don't like so much the run where he just runs into the middle and gets slammed around, but he has learned to avoid some of these hits.
Yeah. I think that's a really great point. Avoiding damage to his body, because that is going to be one of the keys when I think everybody agrees on this. He doesn't stay healthy, we don't win games. So
that was one of the big victories coming out of the game, that he walked off the damn field.
Yeah. And I think with that, the maturity, you saw a lot of the maturity with our receiver group. And some of the examples of that is guys running. We've converted so many third downs. I think we've converted that was the most third downs I feel like we've ever completed in a game. Like it was unbelievable.
Or our efficiency rate was like really high.
It was impressive. And it was due to the fact that receivers were catching the ball most of the times.
There was like 8 out of 13, and most of those were passes into the middle of the field.
It was that, and the fact that we weren't putting ourselves into 3rd and 20s, which helps. Last year I think we put ourselves in big holes on 3rd down, and it's impossible to get out of those most of the time. But I think the thing that I liked is that for this play example is watch the way that the guy runs to the first down. I feel like last year so many times guys wouldn't run to where the first down was. They would cut the route short, and that's all about coaching and route running. They ran the route the right way. They ran to the down and then cut it. They didn't cut it early so they could get tackled, wrapped up on 3rd down and be a yard short. They ran the route correctly. They knew where they needed to be to get the first down, cut it. You complete it. There you go. First down, move the sticks. 3rd down, 3. There you go. And I think that's one of those growth things that we saw in this game is that's Deuce Spann right there, right? Like this infusion of talent, the coaching with it, you're seeing a growth in the wide receiver room and things that we didn't do last year that would be, we wouldn't convert that and it would just lead to another punt. I think that was the biggest things that I was impressed with maturity of the receivers in this game. And that was just one example of how that's come into play. And one thing that really,
well, we should be coaching these guys. Listen, to bring guys in now, and I've said this before, this is an NFL personnel training system, basically. This is what college football is. So to bring guys in, and I'd like to see a few more NFL guys come down to the college ranks, okay? And you're seeing some of that, okay, come in. So these guys can be trained properly, because if you go to the NFL and it's 3rd and 8 and you do a route for 6 yards and don't get the first down, guess how long you're in the NFL?
Yeah.
Not for long. Yeah. That's what NFL stands for, as everybody knows, not for long. Mm-hmm. And you have to be trained, just like you said, KB, go beyond the stick, get above the stick so you can catch it. Even if the route calls for 6 yards, get to that 7th yard.
Yeah,
I know that puts a little bit more pressure on the quarterback who's standing back there waiting to get pounded.
Yeah,
but you got to get there. There's no sense having a short route.
Yeah,
so that's good quality training, and his players taking it, putting it in, and getting the job done.
Absolutely. And like you said, I think last year was a mixture of didn't trust the O-line, so the receivers thought they had to cut routes shorter, and this year, evolution of the line, evolution of the receiver group, and better coaching is all kind of coming together on that. So I hope we consistently start to see that more of that. So now I want to get your thoughts on this play call. I did not see this coming at all, but it led to the touchdown. So was the little trickeration here, which I think LSU did not see this, obviously, in the game tape, was a little flea flicker here, which little underthrown. But as McElroy said, you're catching that ball side, seams on its side, and so it's hard to throw that ball a little bit. But I think it was I love the play call.
I'd love to see the route, but they really don't show the route because you have to sell the route, and he did that because you can see he's 5 or 6 steps ahead of the LSU corner. Yeah, if you can see the route, he bought the route that he was coming out the block, because it was going to be like an end run. So the quarterback's going to cheat up, and then he ran by him. That's the key to the play. That is one of the keys. The other key is that pocket never collapsed.
No,
they were buying
like
the run.
They couldn't blow it up. They couldn't blow up that play, which I think was
so. Unless it's really a crappy pass, and it wasn't a bad pass, it was average pass. He got rid of it. And it's a touchdown.
Yeah,
it's a great play.
Yeah, I think, like you said, a little underthrown, but like you said, he had to get rid of it quick. You can't just set up and because that gives away. It's all timing is huge of that.
And you know what? A couple of years ago, we dropped the ball or the pocket gets blown up. We held the play, and that was fantastic because a lot of those flea flickers not very successful.
Yeah, like you said, I don't know if it was a curl route. I think it was supposed to be.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I can't see the route. I can't really see it. I think it was a stop and go is what it was.
I think it was
a stop. I'm going to block you, and then I go past you because he's 5-6 yards beyond him before the guy closes on him.
But to your point, I was very impressed with Ontario's ability to come back and, like you said, complete the catch. Once again, one of those things where I'm so used to the ball being underthrown, nobody comes back to the ball, it just drops or gets intercepted. And one of those other things I've seen is guys are coming back to the ball, right? Attacking the ball, trying to catch it, and then going for more yardage. They weren't waiting for the ball to come to them. And that was another example of Ontario attacking the ball, looking for it, even though it was a little bit underthrown, got the ball, won the ball, and he got the touch. He was rewarded for it. So that's what I was.
Great play. Yeah, it was a great play. And, let's talk about Ontario Wilson a little bit. Pokey Wilson. Pokey's a guy who's never given up on himself, has never given up on this program. He's been really in some peaks and valleys, mostly valleys, and deep potholes, but he never transferred out. He never shot his mouth off. He kept working, and he's a quality receiver. He's a good quality receiver. He's had some injuries, but, he's a steady guy. So, I think he's going to get targeted a lot this season because he can go inside. He can go all the way down for you, and he's got some speed. Good for him. Congratulations. Salute to Pokey.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll definitely be a guy we need this year to be successful if we want to go anywhere this season. Going back, like you said, we're going back and forth and kind of progressing through this. I do think that we have to. There's going to be concerns about defense played good throughout, but I think when even if you're looking forward to the Louisville game where they have a dynamic quarterback, you look at Syracuse, they do have a dynamic quarterback who run the ball. You look at Florida, they have a dynamic quarterback. A lot of guys in the ACC have the ability, quarterbacks who can run and pass. So you look at this play again, and once again, Jaden pocket collapses right on him. You get pressure on him, but once again, he breaks contain. I think these are one of the things that you're going to look back and say, how do we fix that? How do we prevent the guy going from 3rd and 7, right? You've done your job. You've broken down the line. You've done your job. You got him right where you want him, and he's able to find that seam.
Well, right there where you froze it. We got at least one lineman. Watch, these middle linemen have to hold their own. They both turn to the outside there. Mm-hmm. And there's nobody really here in the middle. They collapse the middle of the offensive line. So he looks and he sees that.
Yeah. So it gets flushed out, like you said.
And we miss a tackle there. Yeah. I think it's difficult. There's no easy answer to that. You can draw up all the schematics that you want. Gaps in linebacker zones.
I do think there are some linebacker issues that can, like you said, can be corrected.
Okay. But what I'm saying is it's difficult when you have a good running quarterback. And one of the tweets I put out, and I might as well expose it right now, is the Louisville, when we play Louisville, and that's coming up. I said, I'm in one of our tweets leading up to tonight, I said, hey, I'm going to expose the game of the week that you should watch. If you don't watch any other games coming up this weekend, and this one's perfectly placed, you got to watch Louisville versus UCF, which is down in Orlando. Okay. Yeah. Now, they believe that UCF quarterback, I think it's Jake Plumlee. Jake Riles Plumlee. Yeah. He's a transfer in. They say he's faster. He's faster than the guy they saw at Syracuse and got beat up by Syracuse.
I think UCF is going to hammer
this is going to be a good game for us to see. Does Louisville really have anything, or they don't? They looked horrible, and we'll talk about Louisville in a few minutes. But this is the game, folks, that I said you should watch. It's Friday night, 7:30. This Friday night, 7:30. Watch that game from the bounce house down here in Orlando. Let's see what Louisville really has. Let's see if they corrected the mistakes we'll talk about in a few minutes.
Like you said, one game doesn't make a trend, but two makes one game's a mistake, 2 games makes a trend. Right. And I, like you said, I think if they're struggling once again with the mobile quarterback, if they're struggling in defense, even if they're struggling on offense too against UCF.
No, back to your question about our defense. When you're facing a running quarterback, I think this was a good experience for our defense to see a very good running quarterback. So they'll be more prepared for each of the running quarterbacks they see. But these guys are going to break some runs.
Yeah, you're not going to. You're
not going to. All you can do is kind of control them.
Like you said,
all you can do is kind of control them.
I think to your point there, the great thing is you limited the big plays all night, right? You didn't allow. Jaden got his 7, he got his 10, but he didn't go for a 45-yard touchdown run, right? He never got that explosive play. So like you say, he broke containment a couple of times, but he was always under pressure. He didn't just have wide open running down the field and for a 45, 50-yard touchdown. So to your point, that you bended.
And you know what? I've listened to some of the LSU media. Man, they were brutal on that loss for LSU. And as they said, now, and you know what? So a couple of the guys they weren't impressed by Florida State. That's what they said. Now, of course, they're the opponent. Yeah. But you know what they said is Jaden Daniels, he's not going to get away with that in the SEC as much as he did against Florida State. They said that is not going to happen because they're going to clock him and he'll be done for the season. Our guys did a great job, I think, trying to contain him and I think defenses will give up some of those runs.
For sure. So we go to the end of the first half here. This was right after the muff punt. I thought there was, once again, leaving points on the board here right before the half.
You mean leaving it on the field?
Yeah, leaving on the field. So I was disappointed with this play call. I want to get your thoughts on it. This is the 4th and 2 when they decided to go for it. I'll leave you there. What is your opinion about going for it? 4th and 2, 1 minute left.
I would have taken now anybody can say this. I said it during the game. I said it to you after the game. I would have taken the points. You're on the road, even though our fans were fantastic and made it like almost a home game for us. Our fans were, that's the loudest I think I've ever heard us on the road.
Yeah.
So salute out to all our fans that were able to make it down there. And I know if you were at home, you were cheering and they could hear you anyways down there. But you're still kind of in a road type situation. I would have taken the points there. I would have taken the points there.
You would have taken okay. I think what I saw online, somebody had, there's everything on Twitter.
Yeah.
Someone showed there's actually like a metric sheet that shows on 4th and 2 at this yard line, like what the probability is and what you should go for it. I think it actually showed that this is the right call. Actually, 4th and 2, you have a higher probability of success, and if you succeed and get 7 points, you have a higher chance of then winning the game.
Yeah, but remember, you could get
it's probability.
4th and 2 here, but it doesn't mean you're in the end zone. Then you got to go. You got another series of downs. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I wish I had the chart. I thought I had saved it, but it basically, like you said, show the probabilities and if you convert you versus 3 converting, stuff like that. So this is a play call. I once again, you're throwing a fade to your shortest receiver on the field.
Yeah, that's the criticism.
It's a perfect throw, though. That's the thing.
But it's a tough play. It's a tough play.
It's a tough play because
it's a tough play, and I'm not going to fault Pittman there.
No, I'm definitely faulting Pittman there. He has to come up with that. The ball hits him in the hands.
Most of us who would fault him or even say, we can't make that play. I mean, I get that. But, it's still a tough play, but I get the point. Would it have been better with Johnny Wilson out there? Would it have been
that's
better
why
with
you have Johnny Wilson
taller?
So he can match up with the 6'1".
No, we got other guys. Portier could be out there.
That's why I don't understand. You have 6'4", 6'7". You have multiple 6'4s.
Or try to throw him a slant instead of this fade route. Fade routes to the that side generally taller guys. You're right.
And so Wendy says, you definitely got to take the points of the half. I'm not against the play. Like you said, you have to feel out the game. They have their algorithms to say,
that would have put us up 10-3 at that point. That would have put us up.
Yeah, and like you said, but at that point, you're just thinking our defense is almost running, setting up a shutout right now. The 3 points for LSU, you're holding them. Our defense is playing well. We go up by 14 here. You get the ball back after halftime. You're cruising. I get the argument, though. You get 10 points. You're up by a touchdown then. You're going to get the ball back in a minute. You feel good. But I think if you run Johnny on this play, you run Kentron, you put 6'7", 6'4" against a 6'1" cornerback.
I would have put them both out there. I would have put them both out there. Have one come across the middle, kind of like the Kevin Benjamin play, and one to the side, and then Jordan takes his pick of those two big, tall receivers.
But
that would have been different. You talk about matchups. The matchup there is equal. That's an equal matchup there. In fact, the quarterback's probably a little bit taller than Pittman is.
Pittman's small. It's just I'm just so mad because that's 7 points on the board that should be caught.
Pittman's a bad receiver.
I didn't say he was a bad receiver.
It's a tough catch. I know you.
But you have to make these catches. This is why Florida State's going to win or lose games. You have to make these catches. Jordan's putting it exactly where it needs to be.
Well, no, Jordan threw the ball exactly where it needed to be. And
this is where you go from an average or below average team to a good team.
Well,
in our case, make these catches.
You're right there. In our case this season, it's going to come down to plays like this, and we're going to make some, and we may miss some.
And I'm telling you, catches like this are going to determine if we win or lose a game. If he puts the ball right on the money, and you drop 2 or 3 of these a game like we did tonight or on Sunday against LSU,
but
you're going to lose a game.
Okay,
and
let's be honest too. If we give up 99-yard drives at the end of a game, we could lose games too. That shouldn't happen. 99 yards. We'll get into that.
Okay, you keep talking about the last play of the drive.
I know.
I get it. Wendy, you say, do you think they were expecting a catch or interference? Micah didn't act like he was being interfered with.
Well, there's no interference.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't think he was playing for. I don't think he was playing for interference.
He's got the ball in his hands right there.
I think it was a fair play. He was.
It's just a tough catch.
He just couldn't get his other arm turned around, and I think it was.
I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh man, I get it."
He knows. He's a good player.
He knows he had an opportunity.
Yeah,
he knows he had an opportunity. But he's a good player. He's going to make some big plays for us.
He made good plays that night. He just missed that one. He made some good plays that night. So you go into halftime, right before halftime.
And by the way, after 2 games, he has 7 catches on the year with 89 yards. And Pokey Wilson has 7 catches for 102 yards. They're doing good there.
Yeah. And then
Johnny Wilson has 4 receptions on the year for 111 yards.
Yeah. I agree.
I thought the taller guys in Wilson was supposed to fill that role. So
I agree.
I'll give you that.
Can definitely progress at catching that type of pass. My only criticism of him is that I don't think when you have weapons like Johnny, who is showing he can catch the ball, I don't know if he's the right person to throw on that fade. that is my only criticism of that. But I do believe that he can progress to running those types of routes more and more because he can create separation. And he's strong. He's a strong guy that can create separation.
Put Wilson on that route and put Pittman on a little slant coming quick into the middle. Yeah. And then Jordan can pick whoever he likes.
Absolutely. And then we end up halftime. The defense once again steps up, limits LSU right before the end of the half. Once again, we see pressure here, which you don't even notice the amount. I didn't notice without watching it over again how many times Jared Verse and the defensive line in the ends got held during the game. It was pretty crazy. But once again, right before halftime, as LSU is trying to drive here, you see another basically collapsing 4-man rush. They just collapse the pocket here. 2 guys just
this is the defense.
That's NFL game tape. That's game tape.
Yeah, that's game tape.
That's versus highlight tape.
Now, I think Fuller is rotating guys, and that's a good thing. You want 10 guys rotating through that defensive line during a game. You know why? Because it's good for recruiting. It's good for player development. It's good for energy, intensity, and they all work together. Okay? That's why you must rotate guys. Yeah. If they're good enough to be in this program, then they're good enough to get on that field when they've been here a year or 2.
Yeah. And this is the type of pressure you like to see. This is perfectly executed. You see
great pressure. Without this type of pressure, they put up more points and we lose the game.
Literally blow past his man. Yeah. Once you see pressure from both sides.
With 4 guys.
Yeah, in both ends. Gets to the man, meet in the middle, and take him and finish the play. That's what you want to see.
Sometimes we threw a blitzer in there on a 3rd down, so he couldn't just sit back there and get comfortable.
Exactly.
It was beautiful.
Exactly. So that was a great way to end the half.
It was beautiful.
So,
I won't mention the 99-yard drive yet.
No, so you go into halftime. I felt that I had to take a walk at halftime. I did not feel good. I thought I honestly didn't know at that. How did you feel at halftime? Did you feel like this was going the right direction? I still, I didn't feel
remember
great. I was stressed.
I've calmed down a lot. I've watched a lot of games. I've calmed down a lot. I thought we were playing fine. I thought we were moving the football on offense, which I really liked. I thought we were moving the football, but my concern was we didn't have many points.
Yeah.
We made them look bad or they made themselves look bad. You pick either one that you want.
Yeah.
And they were only down, 7 points? 4 points?
They were down 4.
They were down 4 points.
Yep.
And I'm going, I thought we played really well.
Yeah.
and we only have a 4-point lead.
Yeah.
And that was hurting a little bit. That was hurting a little bit, saying, I know these guys are going to score some points. I knew they were going to score
exactly.
some points.
You're not going to hold many teams.
So that was my feelings. I was fairly calm, but I had these thoughts.
Yeah.
I had these thoughts. We're going to have to, we're going to give up some points here.
Absolutely. And then we see in the second half, we're talking about that maturation of Jordan Travis, which, we love to see. And this is an example of it. So you see the offensive line kind of get pushed back. You see this guy in the middle get destroyed. But he breaks. But then Jordan rolls out, still looks downfield, squares his shoulders up, makes the throw. You get a first down. That is a play I don't know Jordan makes last year. I think he immediately looks to run.
Jordan knows this. Yeah. Now Jordan knows this too. He's going to be here this year and next year. He's not going anywhere. I don't care what kind of year he has. He is developing his quarterback skills. Somebody has told him, you've got to, in the NFL now, they want you to be mobile like you are. You got that. You don't even have to practice that. But you've got to learn to throw the ball down the field, and they have to respect your arm.
Yeah.
He is learning that. He's got 2 years to learn that before he goes into the draft.
Absolutely. And once again, this was another great catch.
And you know what, KB? He understands the offense now. He knows where guys are going to be.
Or he trusts they are going to be there.
And you know what? When they're not there, did you see him talking to a few receivers? You need to do this. You need to do that. That's total command. That's what you ever see Tom Brady? A guy's not doing what he's supposed to do. Yeah. He's calling them out. He's calling them out. But when you do that, you've got to produce. And Travis is doing a great job. Look at that.
And then Johnny after the play. I mean,
Johnny is a beast.
It's great seeing that physicality from a guy.
Yeah, you just have to design routes that are best for Johnny. Ask Johnny, what routes do you like to run, son?
Seeing a guy like that go over the middle, knowing the hit's coming, catches the ball, secures it, and then gets another 10 yards out of the play.
Right.
We haven't had.
I know what play you're showing now. I know
he's like a tight end.
He's
like a tight end hybrid. I love every part of it.
He's got potential to go to the next level, but he's got to show that he's got the hands to do it.
Consistency. It's really about consistency with him. And then you have the next play, 3rd and goal. Once again, one of these conversions that I don't know if we do next year. That would have been a touchdown. It was a little bit underthrown
because
he got it was the pressure came to him this time. But once again, he stood in the pocket, tried to deliver the pass, barely. The left end gets beat. The left end gets absolutely beat.
Yeah.
If that guy holds up, it doesn't even get picked up.
No one even blocked.
Nothing picks up.
He didn't even go out, and the back wasn't there to pick anybody up. So
the end doesn't even pick up anybody. Watch. Let's pick up a single person.
I know. Listen. Hey, stop it for a minute. Stop it. Oh, my God. Here is my pet peeve, okay, is sometimes we make blocking schemes so complex, right? Well, who is he even looking for? He doesn't see this guy over here, and it's easy for us to sit here and criticize. But what I'm saying is this. Don't make it so this guy, if I'm coaching the offensive line, Coach Atkins, I'm sorry. I'm telling you, if you see a guy coming with nobody in front of him, you have to step out and try to get this guy.
I don't know if he did.
There was no one else in front of the blocker. Now, we used to see this. We used to see this in years ago, but I don't get that.
That's Robert Scott. He should kind of know this by now, right? Like he's been there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that got talked about in film sessions. So we talked enough about it.
And the sad thing to your point is that this is a good, if he doesn't, that's a great pass. It's just underthrown because the guy Travis gets hit.
It's a great pass. It was a good play by the defender.
Oh yeah,
good reach. Good reach by the tall defender.
Yeah, it's the back of the end zone. That could be 7 right there.
Yeah.
So as the game progresses, once again, we're moving forward in the game. We have Fitzgerald hits the field goal there, so that's that was like a 30, 25
38
yards.
I thought.
That was 25. So we go 10-0. Once again, we're moving the ball a little bit. In this game, we didn't really get the ball.
10-3.
That's what I said. It was a 25-yard field goal.
Okay. I thought you said it's 10-0 then.
No, 10-3.
No, it's 10-3.
But once again, we see a couple of runs mixed in here and there. We stop LSU. We never really got the running game going, but you saw bursts. You would see, Ward break off an 8-yard run here, but then he would get 2 or 3. I think the biggest thing was that they didn't totally abandon the run.
They had to respect. LSU had to respect the run based on our running backs that they saw in the Duquesne game. They had to respect it. And so that helped open up some of the passing. That helped open up some of that passing.
Yeah, I don't think it was just because of the Duquesne game, because I don't think they expected that 3 running backs were going to run for 300 yards. But it was in the game that we were consistently able to get 3 yards. We weren't just being tackled in the backfield. We had stuff like that. We were able.
Well, we had like 100, almost 130 yards rushing.
Yeah, it wasn't high averages.
I called that. I said 130 to 135 yards. We probably win the game.
Yeah, it wasn't high averages. It wasn't high averages. I think you're.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're grinding it out.
Yeah,
if
we are able to convert the third down.
They used to say if you got over 110 yards in a game rushing, you have a pretty good chance to win the game.
And there's examples like this, like where you grind out 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards.
Yeah,
and
then you get
Ward to do one of these.
Yeah.
What's he? I think it's still Philly. Oh no, that's Ward, right? But you would get 10 yards there, get a first down, and that, like you said, would open up a play like this, which is why I like Micah. This play from Micah, I think we're going to see a lot of, where you have one of these dinks over the middle right after the run. Where you see that screen. We didn't see a lot of this last year where you have.
I like these little screens.
It's a perfect play call. Everyone's been talking about this play because
this isn't a screen. This isn't a screen.
No, but this is one of these plays where
little swing route.
The LSU is calling a blitz off the sides. Offensive line
can't pick it up. He saw it.
And he sees it.
He saw it. He knows this guy's going to come free.
Exactly.
He knows that guy's coming free.
He sees it immediately. Sees the guy that's trailing.
Yep.
Well,
for the quarterbacks, it's all about recognition. It's some of the quarterbacks that have failed at the next level in the NFL or failed it's not the physicality they have. It's really the mental piece. Tom Brady, did you ever see those films of him going into the NFL combine? The guy was a skinny kid, but what he won by was more of this good talent around him and good coaching, but he could recognize and get rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah. And once again, I think this is one of the maturation process of Jordan. He knew, he read the field, he read the defense beforehand. He knew where his guy was going to be, and the delivery of the pass right in front of him, right in stride. So he could, because this is 3rd and 10.
That's where you use Pittman. That's where you use a Pittman. That's where you can use a Pokey Wilson. These little guys coming across there. Winston Wright. He's going to be back soon. Coming across those little routes like that, you can pick up all kind of yardage with those.
But only if you throw it like he did, in stride. If he throws it behind him, he gets tackled.
Well,
he threw it perfectly.
That's his job,
Well, a lot of guys can't do their job, so that's what I'm saying. I think he's doing it the right way this time. So on that drive, I believe we get we drive the field. This sets up the Ontario Wilson touchdown pass, which I think
a legendary pass.
Probably the play of the year here.
This is This is kind of like the one last year. Who was it? 4th and 14 against Miami. Remember that? And
this is.
Well, wait a minute. What was the comment there? Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. That is true. That is true.
I think all those I think the play climb once again was great in this game. So they would do some runs, do some quick screen passes, some quick, dinking, dunking, and then you set up a 3rd and 3 here. Honestly, 3rd and 3, you go for a long pass like this. I wouldn't have expected that. I wasn't expecting this play call, but I think they were thinking we may be in 2-down territory.
Yeah, I was a little concerned. I thought we might try to run it and get the first down, because if we don't get it, we almost have to punt or try a long field goal.
Why would you punt on their third.
No, I'm just saying you'd probably do a field goal.
Yeah. But I think knowing what they had gone for before, they may have been thinking, okay, we're in 2-down territory. May go for it on third and 3. So let's take a shot.
Yeah.
And I once again, a different play call. You had the one-on-one matchup, and
man, that's the one.
Perfect delivery.
A perfect reward for getting smashed in the face by an LSU guy who targets him, which is the premier film for targeting.
Yeah.
Are you going back to the target?
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. Really
it doesn't matter. But Wilson makes a great play on the ball. I mean, this is a legendary catch. It will go down in our archives.
Stands right in there.
This shows this film for the NFL can't be any better for Jordan Travis.
Yeah,
I mean, that he's willing to take the beating, which he did. He's lucky. He's lucky his head didn't come off. Yeah. We could have lost Jordan Travis for the season on a play like that.
Absolutely.
And that's how close it will be.
But once again, that's the type of catch that has to be made if you want to win games.
That was an unbelievable catch. Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
And a salute again to Travis and to Pokey.
And it's a game decider. Once again, this is one of those. Yeah. It was a deciding catch. If he misses,
but that catch is almost one you could say, okay, tough catch. You didn't make the catch, right? I mean, that's a tough catch.
It was made tougher because the guy was holding his arm.
Well, I know that. But what I'm saying is that is not a routine catch.
No, that's not a routine catch. That's a great play.
That's an extra effort catch.
Yeah, that was a really great play. On the next drive, you have LSU score. They drive on your defense. They make it. They score a touchdown. They make it 17-10. Then you get a little bit worried. You're going the fourth quarter. It goes back and forth. You're under 5 minutes. We do end up scoring. I think one of my favorite plays of the game. You get a what haven't you seen in a while? It's before we go into the fullback touchdown, which I really appreciated. You see a little bit of more trickeration for the Florida State team. Once again, I keep going back to the play calling. I love some of the play calls, mostly because they worked. But you saw some of this, like you're rolling out Deuce Spann. They're using all the wide receivers. They're using all their ability.
Look at
right?
Deuce. Yeah, this guy can run.
I think
you have to try some of these plays to get these guys the ball.
Yeah,
that's the difference. That's the difference this year. Now, when we do trick plays and they don't work, then people get upset.
This play too.
That's the fans. They just, they can,
So right before that play, you had this crazy play that's going kind of, once again, O-line kind of breaks down a little bit. He dances around, finds Johnny.
Unbelievable.
Johnny, once again, finds the ball, makes a great catch. I don't know the replay, but he makes a great catch. But then right after this play.
Well, wait a minute. This is one of the things I always see with receivers, not just at Florida State, too. I get it that you have a route to run. You run down to your route, you turn around 8 yards. That's where you're expected to be. But if your quarterback's running around, don't just stand there. At that point, the play is broken down. Run to get open so the quarterback can see you.
And I think that's exactly what happened here. Johnny found that opening in the zone, and Jordan made it happen.
Well, it's real. Yeah, it's real simple. You run the route you were told to run, and when you turn back, either the football's there, and if it's not there, and you see your guy running around, then you have to run. Don't just stand there. You're released from your spot. Yeah. At least that's what I believe they should be coaching.
And this was another once again tough play and another tough catch that he picked it up off the floor.
Johnny Wilson demonstrating, yes, I do have some hands.
And then right after that, you're utilizing Deuce Spann his playmaking ability. You get another 15, 20 yards there on the end around, which another didn't have tape on that. You're using one of your transfer weapons. You saw a bunch of different guys contributing on the offense, which is great. Another great pitching catch right there, but you'd love to see Marquise.
And what do we see? What do we see here better than anything? Hold it. What do we see better than anything?
Using the tight end.
No, using the tight end, which I've talked about, and we see a Jordan Travis who is confident throwing the football, and teams having to respect that now. Yeah. Teams having to respect his arm. They only rush 4 guys here, I think, 3 or 4 guys. Yeah. and we pick him up good here,
Clean
and
pop,
they have to respect his arm.
Yeah, and he delivers it in a tight window, and you have a catch. Underutilized Marqueson Douglas. Marqueson
Big
doesn't
guy.
play a lot.
Big
Tight
guy.
end doesn't get a lot of reps, like catching the ball, catches the ball, gets it to 9 yards, right to the sticks, which is what you like.
And
to
we
see.
saw how effective a tight end could be. LSU's tight end,
Freshman,
right?
yeah,
freshman.
Yeah, absolutely. And then one of my favorite play. I think I like slammed my couch when I saw this. DJ Lundy utilizing the fullback finally, or linebacker, the fullbacker. Which is a great. I love this play call. Once again, I wonder why they don't use this in the fourth, or on the goal line like they could have before. But I think it's a great. I think they'll probably utilize this again. I mean, DJ Lundy is if you didn't know, I think most FSU fans know. Guy's was a high school freak athlete. He played, I think, multiple.
He was
positions.
a running back. Yeah,
and most of these guys,
linebacker. He played both ways, and the guy can do it. We don't have any bangers. We don't have any Pooh Bear Williams anymore, or Big James Coleman. How about Big James Coleman?
Yeah.
We don't have. We
or
don't,
like Freddie's,
Freddie
Stevenson. Yeah.
Stevens. The fullback used to be mainly a blocker, but now and then he got the football.
Yeah.
We don't have that big banger. Wilder was a big banger.
Yeah.
Carlos Williams was a banger.
Jacques Patrick was.
Jacques Patrick was a banger. We don't really have had a banger like that. No. And we need that guy in the red zone that can get you the last 3 or 4 yards. We need that guy.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that. And then we're getting down to the final minutes here. The call that everybody will question for, I think, the entire season, I will be, unless we win 10 games this season somehow, is the you get down to the goal line here, and it's the toss. The toss heard around the world.
The toss, it's kind of an off-tackle toss.
One of those crazy things that always fumble here down at the goal line.
I had to play the audio because I think everyone didn't. Nobody expected it. Everyone just expected a simple handoff here.
I'm not. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. First of all, I would have never done that. I've never been seen, taught, played where that happened. There's too many things that can go wrong, in a play like that. And at the post-game press, it was asked. Thank God it was asked. It was gently asked. I mean, our media guys are real soft with Coach Norvell, I'm telling you. But he took, here's what I wish Coach Norvell would have said. I called the play. I thought it was the right play at the time. I probably wouldn't do it again. It was screwed up. It's my fault. I put the players in a bad position for that. He kind of said that, but he didn't say it the way I said it. He kind of said, we need to learn from this. I need to relook at some of this. He kind of did it the coaching 101 language. I would have been more direct, but that's just me. That's my personality, not his. But he did take accountability for it.
Well, I think the thing is that
at least what I saw, he took accountability.
I don't think he necessarily regrets the call. I think he regrets the outcome. I
think we always do. Now, if it works and we all like the play, we're not even watching it.
Well, because they called this play multiple times throughout the game, and it worked.
Yeah, but you're at your 30 or 40 yard line. You're not at the 2 yard line. Look where the ball is. It's on the half yard line.
But at the same time, the yardage where you were didn't affect why he didn't catch it. If he catches this, it's a touchdown. You're setting this up. You have them. You have a blocker. You have a lane. If he catches this, this is.
Yeah, he's
look at that. He has a lane. If he catches that, he runs right through.
His eyes went up to the lane and not to the ball.
Exactly, which is why I think
his eyes went up.
It's a right play call, bad execution. Yeah. So I think that's really what it comes down to. So you just work on that, right?
Yeah, but the idea of flipping a ball out like that, I really don't like it.
Then you would. Would you not do that on the 20-yard line then?
If they make the touchdown, nobody's talking about it.
But I'm just saying you don't like the fumble. You could fumble on any toss play on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, no, I like it more out on the 20 or out there than I do at the 2.
Why?
I want a banger. I want us to recruit a banger.
Okay, but you don't have one. So
I get
you can't. So you don't like it because of the fumble.
No,
But-
I don't like the call because of what happened. Of course
Okay,
I
well,
don't.
Okay, all right. And then we go to the final.
You know,
drive.
if Jordan goes back, throws an interception, I'm not going to like that.
Yeah.
You know, then we're going to say, well, should have run the ball.
That's the question.
That's the
hate
fun
the
of
player
our
or hate the
job.
execution?
Fun of
It's
our
hating the
job.
player, the execution. That's the.
I don't like the play, and I definitely didn't like the
Okay,
execution.
There you go. And then I'm just going to quickly put up the last drive of the game because I think that's the thing that left a dirty taste in my mouth was that last drive of the game.
Yeah.
And how they were able to go 99 yards.
Yeah, that's on my sheet of not good. That's on my sheet of not so good.
So let's it's
Scary.
1 minute. Watch it together. They just drive down the field. So you're playing like a shell prevent. Keep it. Okay, the first one's fine. They get 10 yards. The clock moves. They have to use a timeout. That's fine. I think as they kept progressing the ball, they're able to get to the boundaries a little bit. He runs for
Well, we're only rushing 3 guys,
which
we're
is
rushing.
fine. That's
they had
fine.
an extra blocker there with the referee.
Yeah. So 41 seconds at their own 29-yard line. Nope. Nice pressure there.
Yeah,
That can't
good
happen.
pass.
That
You
cannot
got-
happen. What?
Yeah.
But you can't can't give the sidelines that. You had good pressure. You're rushing 3. Once again, okay, you give up a couple yards there.
We've just
getting a little
made it
sloppy
too
there.
easy. It
Getting a
even
little
looked easy.
And once again, you're allowing them to get out of bounds. You're not protecting the boundaries.
At this point, what are our thoughts? Not good.
Not good.
That they're
Then
going to go down and score.
Jared gets his sack.
No, he shouldn't have done that.
No,
Hold it right
You got to
there.
keep
Hold it.
focus. You got to keep focus.
Freedom. If you get the wrong back judge there or the referee,
No.
Look. You don't think a guy would throw a penalty flag for unsportsmanship? Now watch. He looks at him. If you saw the whole thing, he looks at him. Look. He's looking at him. He is thinking, if you look at that referee's pocket, he's getting ready to throw that damn thing, but he goes, I'm not going to affect the game.
Which
Look
is
at him. Look at him. You tell
Yeah.
me he's not. That's how close that shit comes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sad that it comes down to
that's
that,
how,
but-
and that's what I just said is what I said during the game in my living room. I said, you can't have guys jumping into the stands. You can't have guys doing that. You can't have the grave digger in Green Bay until you're in Green Bay playing.
Yeah.
This shit, these guys can't wait to get that flag out.
Yeah. No,
We're
it's
very, very lucky there.
which I'm glad. That's why I'm glad Jared Jackson grabbed him and said, "Let's get back to work." So you're good to see guys
Jared
keeping
Jackson there,
guys accountable.
a
keeping guys
veteran,
accountable.
is accountable, and he's saying, knock it off.
Yeah.
That's how close that came.
Yeah, grabs him, puts him back in the line. Then you go to the next play. So 2nd and 15. I'm feeling okay at this moment. 25 seconds, 2nd and 15. Keep everyone in front of you. Protect the first down. You're rushing 3. You have pocket there. Once again, brace contain. Once again, I don't know why at this point you just don't have
there's
a
only
spy.
3 guys rushing.
You're rushing 3, but put a spy on the quarterback.
Yeah, I'd probably put a spy in there.
I don't know why
I'd put a spy in there and not let him do that. And we
Give
know
up
he's a runner.
25-yard run.
God, that, you know what that looked like? It looked like Jacksonville State.
Yeah, this is unacceptable. I don't know why you're only rushing 3. Put a damn spy on him and make him earn that 25-yard run. I'm
sorry, but our media guys never really asked any good follow-ups.
And then once again, you're shading off almost 15.
You're just giving them passes.
Giving them passes and then allowing them to step out of bounds after it. Watch this.
You're hoping
that's a nice play.
Throw.
Nice rub pattern there. Nice
now here's your spy. There's your spy right there.
No, they finally do it once they're
finally
within 30
put
yards.
the spy in. Yep.
But then they do a rub pattern, gets the safety off, runs right out of the bounds. Once again, stays 10 seconds there. This play, this is the heart attack play right here. This guy running the spy again.
This guy is going to be a great tight end for them.
Nobody picks up tight end.
He is going to be a great tight end.
This was great. This was great speed though to prevent.
A great tight end.
That was a great play.
His father was an NFL guy.
Jason
I forget
Taylor.
the name.
Yeah,
Jason Taylor. Yeah, Jason Taylor. But that, just really good. Really good. Here he is. What a nice release. Why can't we use our tight ends like that?
We don't have 5-star tight ends. This guy's a 5-star.
I don't care. We've got some guys that can catch the ball. Wyatt Rector is one. McKeese Douglas can catch the ball. He caught a ball.
Okay.
Okay. Get the jugs machine. Get the machine out there throwing balls.
Whoever made the recovery here, I will give credit to. This guy right here who sped up out of the end zone to make that play.
He could have gone into the end zone.
Yeah, he was like a bat out of hell. But this guy prevented him from turning upfield.
But the freshman is also thinking clock.
Which he had to, because if he
looks up at the clock. See?
He smart.
Looks up at the clock.
And he was smart to get out of bounds because that game's over.
Wow.
If he tries to push it
Unbelievable.
forward. That was, yeah.
Yeah, if he goes down in the field, the game's over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The game, if he tries to cut this up.
I'm speaking now like the excitement I had during the damn game. I mean,
if that guy makes the tackle, the game's over.
Yep.
Probably.
At least our guys were coming to the ball. They didn't quit on it.
Yeah, they collapsed. Yeah, that is a big difference. You see 4 guys.
And right here is the big, who is that? That's, who is that? I can't tell. 8. And here's
it's Ronaldo Green.
Ronaldo Green has like 10 solo tackles in the year so far. He's piling them up. He's the guy that drilled that guy. Remember the form tackle?
Yeah.
In the game?
Yeah.
He drilled the guy. Okay, here it is.
Yeah, this play, it just give up that inside. And once again, Amarian Cooper gets burned.
This is the play. Hold it. This is the play that we should have run down there instead of the fade to Micaiah. He should have done an inside route. Fake it to the outside, do an inside route.
Yeah. Amarian Cooper coming off the injury from week 1 gets totally burned. But once again, that safety.
The guy faked it to the outside like a corner route. And
that kept that safety in the middle off of it, it was a good play by Jaden. He keeps that safety occupied.
Yeah, see that little step to the outside that froze him, and he went inside. That's all it takes.
Yeah, and this safety doesn't retreat back over, does get the coverage.
Right.
And he puts it right where the receiver can get it. So it was a great pass.
Now let's see the best play of the whole damn game.
And then we'll
His first
there it is.
Action.
This is a great call. The best call yet.
It's blocked. It is blocked. It is blocked.
There you go.
Wow. What do you say? What do you say?
I love his face.
What do you say? That game could have gone into overtime, and who knows what would have happened.
I don't think we would.
Who knows it would have happened. Look, it hits the crossbar.
Yeah, it hit the crossbar.
That is crazy.
And I think the big takeaway from this is LSU made a grave mistake, is that they were so worried about Jared Verse.
It's the freshman tight end who makes the mistake.
Yeah, this guy, like you see here, he is rushing the left side. They're having issues with the left side. This guy's going to rush around to try to block.
Yeah,
the tight end, the freshman tight end, like you said, Taylor. He goes to pick him up and leaves Shaheem.
Leaves a gap. And
he has a straight line to run.
Yeah.
Instead, this guy's coming around in a circle,
a
half circle, leaves him totally unblocked to the ball, straight line. That's the only way that ball gets blocked.
Yeah. And there's no way that outside guy's going to get there.
Not even close.
Most of the time, they never get there.
Close.
Yeah, they don't even get there.
And
well, he got blocked. He got blocked that time, but most of the time they don't even get there when he's unblocked.
Straight line.
But here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line. Knowles didn't quit. They didn't quit to the final whistle, to the final bell, and they made a play.
Yep.
That's the difference. That's how you get back to the glory of what at least we're used to. Okay. Yep. It comes down to those type of plays of winning or losing. And it's going to come down this season. We'll have a game or a few where it's going to come down to the final drive. It's going to come down to a final play, a final kick. And so we have to get ready for that. We have to get ready for that. But the good teams find ways to pull those out.
Yeah. So, altogether, like you said, back and forth game. Florida State left. I think Norvell said today that he felt like Florida State left 18 points on the field, during that game, which I definitely would agree with. So, definitely
you would or
better,
you would
obviously.
not agree with.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
18 points. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So I definitely think there's a lot to be excited for. You're going to get a lot of weapons back, especially on the offensive. Like Ja'Kai Douglas didn't play. Still haven't seen him yet, and he was going to be one of your stars this season. Still hasn't played yet.
Winston, yeah.
Winston Wright hasn't played yet. So you got some weapons still to be played with, and it's
Now we lost. You heard we lost Bless Harris. He's out for the year. Another lineman goes down.
Yeah,
that's tough. Okay, that's tough for the kid too. He transferred in. He really wanted to make a statement. He was doing good. He's doing really well, and he goes down. That's how quickly you can lose a guy. How about the guy for LSU? He jumps up to celebrate. Mason Smith.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Their number one defensive lineman comes down, jumps up in joy, comes down. He's out for the year, ACL.
Yep.
That's how quickly a season can change on a kid, much less getting hit into the chin that that Travis did. And he could have been out for the year. Yeah. He could have been out. I'm surprised they didn't pull him and say, you're in concussion protocol right now. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if he's laying on the field and the trainers have to come out to him? He jumped right back up. Yeah. I think he knew, if I lay here, I'm out for at least a play. And you know what? They may say, well, now we have to evaluate him for concussion protocol, and he could be out for the damn game because they're very conservative on those calls. How does the game change then?
We don't win the game.
That's how this shit changes.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
I'm sorry. We're getting into the non-kids type of time of the show. That's how this shit changes.
Yeah, I thought this was an interesting stat so far through the season. Is that I think this was more than evident during the LSU game about sustaining drives. Talk about third down conversions, time of possession in that game. I think the time of possession overall for that game, it was 34 minutes to 25. Really holding on to the ball, converting.
Yeah, it was good. That was good. And we're getting off the field on defense. We're getting off the field. It's so great to see that.
Yeah, to make my point is that scoring drives over 11 plays or more, we've already equaled the amount we had in 2021.
Yeah, it was a different looking. It was a different looking game. It certainly was.
This isn't a team that has to be reliant on boom or bust. Having the big play all the time. They can actually build a drive, get those 5 or 6 yards, first down, move the ball, take out time, and give your defense, especially, time to rest and get a blow and be ready for the next drive. Which most seasons it hasn't worked out like that.
So a great game to the Noles, team effort, and a big salute. It's win number 2, 2-0, and now we transition quickly to Louisville with a sneak peek, because we'll do a longer show, but a sneak peek on Louisville. Here's something very interesting. Okay, today's practice, Coach Norvell's press conference afterwards, he didn't look real happy, and he wasn't. He said he wasn't happy. He goes, I'm very disappointed in our effort in practice today. He said yesterday's Sunday film and getting treated was all fine. That went well, but I'm very unhappy with the intensity and the effort today. Now, the question is that what a coach does? Is that in the coaching 101 course? Or is it, is that to make sure that these guys aren't getting too headstrong and, we're the champions of the world now? Or did he really mean that? No follow-up questions. No follow-up questions from anyone standing there. Like, Coach, what areas did you not see the effort? No one asked that. Come honestly, on, I'm calling out the media just a little bit. You listen to what he says and then follow up with something. What is the fear there? You're being a professional. Ask the questions. You heard what that one reporter in LSU when Kelly's trying to make something. Yeah, I guess the media's not on time. They said, well, if you're winning, we will be. God, I couldn't believe that.
That was great. That was
some woman, wasn't it?
It was some reporter in the back. They didn't even show her.
I don't think it was
so
Leah. Our guest wasn't.
No. But it just shows you that in the SEC, they will let you have it. It's just a different culture.
But
ACC coaches have it easy. They have it easy.
Listen, if you're professional, then you'll be treated as a professional. We don't ask good follow-up questions. And it just kind of the interview went on. But coach said he was disappointed. He said the practice was unacceptable. Coach, what areas were unacceptable to you? How did you resolve it? No one asked those questions. Somebody in Twitter said, well, Bobby Bowden used to have him run the steps in the stadium. Ask him what he does. Ask some follow-up questions. Fabian Lovett also is kind of beat up coming out of the game. So he wouldn't say one way or the other what his status is, but that would be a loss. That would be a big loss.
Maurice Smith was banged up too. So
who was?
Maurice Smith was playing through an injury.
He was. It was great to see Mo Smith back.
He thought he had a torn ACL last week, I think. He said.
Oh, Lord.
But
it's good. I thought he played a good game. I thought it was good to have him back in there. Yeah. So, but, come on, guys. If the coach says he's unsatisfied, ask why. And what did you do to resolve it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to lose my credential. Okay. Don't say you're asking tough questions when you're not asking tough questions. And you're welcome to come on this show. Anybody, you're welcome to come on this show if you have a beef, and we'll be glad to talk to you. We're on the show. Just get a hold of us. We're easy to find.
All
now,
right.
Let's go into the Louisville sneak peek.
Yeah, I don't want to go too deep. I think the sneak peek will be watching Friday, like you said.
Okay, Friday night.
I think
watch the game 7:30 from Orlando. They're playing a damn good UCF team. Hold on,
they're good, but they haven't played anybody yet.
Scott Satterfield was very disappointed in the performance against Syracuse. They got beat 31-7 on the road. This will be their second road game. They get us at home. Okay. He said their offense was too slow. They need more tempo. So we're going to look for more tempo.
Which I think, yeah.
And they're going to show more at UCF.
That's what Florida State struggled with when Jaden Daniels went tempo. And
okay.
Started to struggle a little bit with that.
He said his team had no energy, no physicality, no intensity. He said their tackling was horrible. They had 15 missed tackles, which led all teams on the weekend of all teams playing. Okay. He said also turnover ratio, they were -3. You're not going to win many games when you're a -3 on turnover ratio in that game. And first I misread it. And they had Syracuse had 18 penalties. How the hell do you win 31-7 and have 18 penalties?
And they beat Syracuse 41-3 last year. So it was quite a turnaround.
So we're going to see how much they can build in a week. And it's a short week for them. It's a short week for them because they play Friday night. And then they get a longer period to prepare for Florida State. And Florida State goes on the road.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting.
There's your sneak peek.
It'll definitely be an interesting game for both teams because, like you said, we'll see.
We should win the game. I'm going to say it right now. I predicted we would win the game.
All right. Well, we'll do it more in depth next week. But I think
we can't have this step backwards. We had two players.
But
wait a minute.
Like I said,
we're back.
I don't want the fan base to freak out if we lose a game because we're going to lose many games this season.
We're not going to. If we lose to Louisville, we're going to have a lengthy show, longer than tonight. I mean, time flies by when you're having a good time. Okay. So for the season, you're 2-0 and I'm 1-1. I just want to lose by 3 points. You said we'd win. So
I'm just saying Louisville was predicted to finish ahead of us. So like I said, there's going to be teams. There's going to be a lot of fights, and if we lose a game or two,
we're not going to lose to Louisville at this point.
All right.
Okay. And here's the last thing I got, and then you can do the wrap up.
Yeah, we'll do wrap
TV ratings. FSU, LSU, we had 7.55 million people watching. That's a showcase game. It's your game. No one else is playing. Okay? And that we were second to Notre Dame and Ohio State. They had 10.5 mil.
the brand still sells, even though it's been down. Two unranked teams.
Brand sells. Yep. That's
So,
all I got, man.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Long show tonight, a lot of good stuff. I think it was a good one. But yeah, that's our final recap of LSU. We're moving forward onto Louisville next week. So next week, either Wednesday or probably Wednesday again.
Yeah, we can't go up against Thursday night football.
Well, college football when they play on Thursdays now too.
Well,
when that comes up in October. But yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday for our full breakdown of the Louisville game and predictions. Until then, follow us on Twitter. If you like the channel, please subscribe to it and give us a thumbs up on this video. And please, go buy raisins if you really love them. But thanks again, everyone.
They're a healthy snack
for the time. And we appreciate you being part of our team here. And until next time, see you soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye, guys.